Hi, how are you? I pray this video finds you well. My name is James, and this is episode 1 of. This is a bit of a pivot, for sure. I don't know. I feel like YouTube is just. Isn't the slogan for YouTube like broadcast yourself? I feel like that's what the slogan was. At least it's really not. It's really not that anymore. You got like Mr. Beast and stuff like that. I'm really just treating this channel now as a documentary of my journey in life. I don't plan on deleting anything because it's like, this channel is kind of like proof that I existed. I'm not planning on not being alive anymore. Just clarifying. But I'm gonna die one day, and when that happens, it would be cool if there was like some proof that I was here, that I did something, that I said something to somebody, for people to kind of watch my journey, my ups, my downs, all that stuff. If anyone cares, I don't know. Anyway, you saw the title of the video. I'm going to be talking about fresh starts, God giving people opportunities for fresh starts. Now, fresh start can be a good thing. I guess it's always a good thing. It is hard when a fresh start isn't what you wanted, when you were happy where you were at and now you have to start over, or you feel like you have to start over. Having that fresh start, was the last thing you wanted. It's like, I was good where I was at. I was happy where I was at. Why the fresh start? Why? That's not what I want. But when you're ready for it, a fresh start, an opportunity for a fresh start can be a beautiful thing. And so that's where I'm at right now. I don't want a fresh start, but I have the opportunity to have a fresh start. And I do think that's a blessing. It's a blessing that, to be honest, I've been pushing back against. I've been fighting it because I don't want it. But it's an opportunity. I'm coming to accept that. And so God put it on my heart to, I know people say that all the time. I don't want to talk in all the colloquialisms and all that. But in this time of a fresh start, I thought about Isaiah 43. And I have some notes here. But in Isaiah 43, God is speaking to Israel, speaking to his people through Isaiah. Isaiah had prophesied about Israel's captivity. He prophesied about them being oppressed by Babylon. And in his in his prophecy, he talks about Israel being in captivity, and he also goes on to give them hope that they'll overcome that captivity. And it's interesting. It's interesting because God, in specifically Isaiah 43, 18 verse 18 and 19, he tells them to forget the former things, to leave the stuff that has happened, leave it in the past, because I'm doing a new thing now. I'm doing a new thing, and if you guys keep holding on to the old thing, it's gonna keep you from the new thing. And it just contradicts human nature. We want to hold on to what we know because it's comfortable, because it's familiar. But a lot of times God has something. If we're faithful, God will have something better for us going forward. But it's interesting. He tells them to forget the past because he's doing something good in the future. But then he also goes on to say remember the good things that I've done for you. God actually starts. He actually starts with reminding them what he's done for them in the past, what he's done for the Israelites in the past. He tells them, he lets them know, I took you guys out of Egypt, and it was a bad time for you guys. I took you guys out of Egypt because I promised you to take you to the promised land. And it's interesting because even when God took the Israelites out of Egypt, they complained. They complained about being out in the wilderness. They complained about being uncertain of where they were going. And they ended up almost having like Stockholm syndrome for Egypt. The place that mistreated them, the place that they were enslaved, they started to, I guess, romanticize their oppressors or that old lifestyle because that's all they knew. And because they had that mentality, because they had that mindset of clinging on to the past, they ended up delaying the good things that God had for them in the future ahead of them. A journey that should have taken, I believe, 11 days. You know, maybe with a couple delays, it takes you guys a couple weeks to get there. They ended up wandering 40 years. What should have taken less than a month ended up taking 40 years because they couldn't let go. And it's hard to let go, but it's like God is like, I took you out, and I'm telling you there's good things this way. Let's go this way. And you say, well, I don't know what's that way, but I know what I have here. It's a bizarre thing we do to ourselves as human beings. So God does say, remember the good things that I did for you. Remember the good that I took you out of Egypt. But also forget all the hurts, the pains, the disappointments of your past, because I'm going to do something good for you guys again. I'm going to do something good for you again. I'm going to make a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Sometimes it feels like a wasteland. I feel like I'm in a wasteland right now. I look around me and I see no water. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Move forward. People will say move forward. They'll oversimplify move forward. And that's hard because I don't know what's forward. I don't know what's ahead. But sometimes you just have to walk in faith. Sometimes you have to just move forward. God has given you a fresh start. He's taken you out. He's taken you out of Egypt. Don't go back. Don't go back. He's taken you out for a reason. Whether it was forcefully, whether it was gently, he's taken you out. So now you move forward. You move this way. Newness and change. Things that are new. Things that are different. They're very scary. I understand that. They are. To be honest, I'm very scared of my future. Like, I've been scared of my future before, but I'm in a season right now where my future, it feels like my world's been turned upside down. Now, I don't want to dismiss, I'm very blessed. You know, I'm sitting in my car right now. I'm very blessed, but sometimes there are certain things that happen in life where it's like, it's almost like the pain or the hurt that you're feeling overshadows all the blessings that you do have. And so I'm trying not to forget, like, you know, God said, I'm trying to remember all of the good things that he's done for me. And I'm trying to forget all the pains and hurts and disappointments I have and focus my attention forward. And that's really hard to do. But like I said, you just have to walk in faith. It might take you longer to get to the promised land than God intended for you because you've been disobedient, because you haven't been walking in faith. And it's scary. If I faith is believing in the unseen. I don't know for certain what I'm walking into. I don't. I could be walking into a blessing. I could be walking into a trap. I don't know that for sure, but if God has promised me that I'm supposed to be walking this way, then I just have to go. No one likes not knowing. But like God says, remember what I've done for you in the past. Something I'm trying to do is remember the times when I had to walk forward and I didn't know. And it's like every time it happens again, it's like, but this time is different. But is it actually that different? It's like, from my perspective, it's like, okay, yeah, God, you came through last time, but this time it's worse. This time is different. And maybe we say that and God looks at us and he's like, yeah, maybe it's different, but I'm the same. I'm the same God that took you out of that, I'm the same God that brought you out of there. I can bring you out of this too. But it's like our faith is so fragile. So I'm trying to remember all the good that God's done for me and use it as evidence that he'll do that good for me going forward. Honestly, the last 4 years of my life have been an absolute roller coaster. Objectively, I'm in a good place, and I thank God for that. There's a lot of demons that I'm fighting at the moment, and it's exhausting. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I know a lot of people out there are tired too. At the end of the day, you gotta have faith. If you don't believe in God, you believe in something. I wanted to just get on here, be encouraging, stay focused forward on the goodness God set out for you in your life. Try and recognize that. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity God's given you to focus forward. Yeah, that's it. I pray that everyone, all 3 people that see this video are encouraged. And yeah, I think I'll try to do this regularly going forward. I don't know if this came out good. I don't know if I communicated properly. I don't know. I just took like a page of notes and tried to speak on it. So, that's it. That's all I got. I don't have an outro. This is long enough. I pray you guys take it easy. Stay safe. Stay beautiful. Stay blessed. Peace.